So, my computer died. Not entirely sure what happened, but when we called in a person to fix it, he basically just said, let's reinstall the operating system. Which seems to be their go-to response to a lot of things, because that just fixes everything, doesn't it? Now, reinstalling the operating system, especially when you're not prepared for it, is pretty horrifying. You're always like, what am I going to lose? What have I forgotten to back up? But the worst part of all this was that just before formatting the hard drive, the guy asked, what do you want to save? We can salvage data. And for some fucked up reason, instead of just saving everything, I said, just save this one folder. Just that one folder where I thought all of my work was. I write stuff, novels, novellas, short stories, etc. And of course I have most of that stuff backed up, but I tend to have a few, current projects that I'm working on, which I tend to keep on the C drive and back up every once in a while. And I thought that all of those files were in that work folder that I told him to save. But they weren't. No, they were just in my documents, which I could have saved, but didn't. The worst part is that my magnum opus, which is a 150,000 word monstrosity that I've been working on for 10 years, was in that My Documents folder that I didn't save. Now, of course, I have older versions of that backed up in like 3 different places, but it's essentially a finished work that I add to every once in a while. Like, when I think or feel something that I need to put in there, I will just open it, I will add, and generally, I won't necessarily back that up right away because it's usually just a few sentences, maybe a couple of paragraphs, and you don't necessarily think to back up the entire file just because you added 2 paragraphs. But that adds up. If you constantly add a little bit but don't save, you end up with like several months of unsaved data. And apparently, the last version of that file that I have is from May of last year. I have no idea how many times since then I have actually edited it and what I've edited, because I don't fucking remember what I might have added to it in mid-December, And I don't even know what other files were in that My Documents folder, because I thought that everything of importance was in the folder that I copied. But apparently, that folder didn't even really contain anything recent. Everything current was in My Documents, including a file that I was currently working on, which I haven't backed up in 4 days, so I'm going to lose about 5 chapters. Which is annoying, but not as drastic because it's recent and I can restore it fairly easily. It will be annoying because I don't like redoing the same thing twice, but still, it's not as bad. But I don't really know what else was there, because apparently a whole bunch of important things might have been in My Documents, which I didn't back up. And now, of course, my brain is doing that thing where it's running simulations of what I should have done. Like when the guy said, do you want to back something up? And I know now I should have said, you know what, let's just copy the entirety of My Documents, because that's the logical thing to do, isn't it? Or like when I told him to just back up that one folder and he said, just that? And I know now I should have said, no, you know what? Let's just back up everything. Because who knows what might be in there? Like my entire life's work? Or maybe just before he went to format the hard drive, I should have said, wait, hold on. Let's just back up everything. I'll figure out later what I need and what I don't need. Which is what I should have done, but didn't. Why? It's just that my brain doesn't function properly when I'm under a lot of stress. And I was under a lot of stress. My computer died, I had a stranger in my home, I was about to have everything wiped from my computer. I knew that this would cost a shit ton of money in the end. By the time that we got to the saving bit, I was actually physically vibrating. And when I'm that stressed out, I don't always make the right decisions. I don't function properly anymore. This is why some people take a legal proxy with themselves to the hospital, because they know that even if they are conscious and aware, if they're really stressed out, they won't necessarily make the decisions that they would generally make, because they just stop functioning properly. And this is what happens to me. When I'm stressed out, I can't make the right decisions. And now I just keep running these scenarios of what I should have done. And I'm sure a lot of people do that to varying degrees. And some might say, well, you know what? You can't change anything anymore, so just stop worrying. But it's not like that's ever worked. It's not like I choose to worry about this. It's just how my body reacts. Even if I don't do this whole, simulation of what I should have done, I still feel so sick. I feel like my entire body is poisoned or something. I haven't slept in 2 days. I can't eat. I have used 10 separate recovery programs to attempt to restore those files. Only one of them was actually able to see the files, but it was a paid program, which I got a free trial of. And it turned out that free trial means that it scans for free, but if you want to actually restore something, you have to pay. Which is fair enough, I guess, and considering how fucked up I am right now, I am about to short circuit. I'm gonna have to reinstall my own operating system soon. I would maybe actually consider buying the program. But it's $80. No. Now, one might say, well, maybe this is how things should have turned out. Maybe this is how the universe needed to unfold. And I don't know, maybe. But the truth is, in the grand scope of the universe, I'm pretty irrelevant. What matters is how much this matters to me. And it matters a whole fucking lot. The truth is, even if everything somehow turns out fine, and maybe in 5 years I'm gonna actually publish that work and it's all gonna be fine, I'm still always going to be aware of the fact that I lost something. I don't even know what, but there was some thought or feeling in there that is now lost forever. And even if I die in 3 days, well, actually that would fix everything, wouldn't it? I'm not going to care if I die in 3 days. But if I don't, I will forever be aware of this, and it will haunt me pretty much indefinitely. I know this. I know myself. This shit doesn't go away. It recedes a little, it fades, but I'm still always going to be aware. And I'm not even sure it's about the files anymore. It's more about the fact that I fucked up so epically and stupidly. I mean, I don't like myself at the best of times, but right now I really fucking hate myself. I am drowning in regret. I lost a bunch of other stuff, obviously. I mean, I lost all of the bookmarks and passwords and all my tabs. I had 13 tabs in Chrome open. That's all gone now. But I can live with that. That's not that big a deal. The fact that I lost creative content, that's the problem. I don't really know why I'm telling you all this. I guess I hope that if I release this into the world, if I talk it out and share it, maybe I'll feel better. Probably not. But I'm so desperate right now, I'm willing to try anything. I guess, tell me how you fucked up in a similar sense, when you felt so dumb that you wanted to just rewind and your mind just kept going through these scenarios of what you should have done over and over because you really just want to turn back time and not do this utterly dumb thing. Because honestly, I don't think I want positivity right now. I don't really think I want someone to tell me it's all going to be okay or this is just how it should have been. I think that will just make me feel worse. No, I just want to hear other people's fuck-ups so I feel less alone. So help me out here, please. I am vibrating with regret. Thank you for watching.